spend the money because it is probably better than having to deal with oil barrels showing up at your doorstep.
Forgetting to close, it's devastating.
Yeah.
What about, let's say, oil and natural gas?
Yeah, so there's no physical delivery in those contracts. So those contracts are cash settle contracts. So we don't see the oil. I mean, CME, which is another exchange, they have physical delivery in WTI. So they will actually have the physical delivery on that, but we don't have that. And so usually if you've got smaller players that don't want to go into physical delivery, are clearing members. So how our world works in the margin sense is you have the exchange and you have a client and they have a clearing member that sits in between. So if it's a client that might not be someone who should take delivery into cocoa, the clearing member will basically close off their position if they've forgotten to beforehand. Because I remember years ago when I had worked in the markets with NYMEX, we would get clients calling up and saying, I forgot to close out my position. I'm supposed to get WTI delivered, but I'm not a refinery. What do we do? And then you have to get them to, somebody has to go and take the opposite side of that position to close it out.
Who is that somebody?
It used to be somebody on the floor in the past, or another oil trader will go in and take the opposite position for someone, so then you're closing off that trade.
What if nobody wants to take it?
Generally, there's always a price somebody on the other side will take. So if you're long, if you're going to get it, and I know that I can take the other side of it, I would just charge you a lot more money to close out that position.